are so much better at being happy than us adults. It just comes naturally to them. And why is that? Well, I think it's because they're always in the moment. Whereas for us, by the time we grow up, ego takes over. We become self-conscious, we worry about what people think of us. But is it possible to get back to that? Is it possible to re-engage with our inner child? Can we relearn how to be happy? Okay, to begin with, what is happiness? How do we define it? If we were to look to science for an answer, research in the field of positive psychology describes a happy person as someone who experiences more positive emotions than negative emotions. And importantly, they feel satisfied with life. But humans are a complicated lot because the pursuit of happiness is an individual thing. Some people look for it in art, others turn to the bottle or exercise, some live for applause, and some just always seem to be as happy as this guy. We all perceive happiness in a different way.
Well, happiness for me is spending time with my daughter, actually.
Yeah.
On a Monday.
I've come to the Happiness and Its Causes conference in Darling Harbour.
Oh, well, happiness is about accepting your everyday reality.
This started as a small group of like-minded thinkers getting together back in 2006 to explore the big questions in life.
I think for me, happiness is having a purpose in my life and things to be grateful for.
Today, the gathering attracts over 2,000 people over 2 days, and some of the world's leading experts teaching everything from laughter yoga to self-compassion and overcoming adversity.
Humans want to have some sort of purpose, and so if you have that, then you're achieving. Like the whole idea of achieving is a happiness, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
You just feel like you've got reason to be here.
But the brightest star by far in this galaxy of seekers is here via satellite to share his insights on lasting, genuine happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dalai Lama.
Now, I wanted to start by asking you how to lead a happy and meaningful life.
I believe the very purpose of our life is happiness. Our modern education very much oriented about material value. We should pay equal attention for material value as well as our inner value. The happiness is part of our inner experience. Some emotion is very harmful, some emotion very helpful. What is the value of anger? No value. Compassion creates genuine good smile. So compassionate mind, very good for our health.
Right, so according to His Holiness, true happiness is more about overall peace of mind and the greater good than material pleasures. But that made me think, if the only person that can say whether I'm feeling happy is me, is my happiness totally up to me? Well, science sort of agrees. Some studies have shown that 10% of our enduring happiness is down to life circumstance, 50% is from genetics, which leaves roughly 40% of our happiness entirely within our control. So how do we take control of that 40%? Well, after studying 400 Aussies from all over the country, Dr. Darren Morton, author of Live More Happy, claims we can, in fact, think ourselves happy.
Probably, 10 to 20% of the population at any time are really struggling with their emotional well-being. Now, what we know is there are so many evidence-based things that people can do to change the way that they feel, like what we eat, because food feeds your mood, how we move, because motion creates emotion, and how rest, sleep, for example, influences our well-being. But then there's this other world called positive psychology, and we know that things like how you speak to yourself and to other people influences the way that you feel. And so this is why, we've heard it said before for many years, the whole idea of positive self-talk and the like. We actually know that works. You're hardwired to work that way.
According to Darren, it breaks down like this. The quality of our emotions determine the quality of our lives. So by learning to speak positively to ourselves, the happier we'll feel. And to illustrate to people how relearning a way of thinking can be a challenge, Dr. Daz and his team have been working on a little demonstration in his garage.
Aha, see what happens?
You see, riding this thing is just like thinking yourself happy. It will be tricky, but you can do it. And so, as a group of 3 grown adults muck around in the park on their ridiculous backwards bike, there is one surefire way to make yourself happy. And I think the old Dalai Lama would approve.
Of all the exercises we've ever tested, to try and promote happiness, doing a kindness is the single most reliable measure